Okay. My name is Mehnert, and I'm very excited to be hosting this call tonight. If you were on here and somebody invited you to be on this call, do them a favor the minute you're done with this call, thank them. Because the person that asked you to be on this call wants you to be part of something bigger than they are part of. This company, this experience that I started with 2.5 years ago as a reason to prove somebody wrong. 2.5 years I've been doing this. I really proved that person wrong. So, as I said, my name's Nick Mehnert, and I'm hosting this opportunity call tonight. And with that said, I just want to welcome you and thank you for taking your time to listen to myself and some of my teammates who have some great testimonials about these products that we have. And I'm going to tell you a little something about them quickly, show you a little video, and then get to the testimonials of my teammates. As I said, my name's Nick. I'm from New York City. I started this journey, as I said, to prove somebody wrong that I couldn't lose weight drinking a cup of coffee. Not only did I lose weight, because when we first started this product, this Elevate Coffee, was for weight loss. And little did I know what was going to happen after I drank it for the amount of time that I did. And it just opened up my mind to possibilities, to focus, to do things with more of a purpose. And yes, I am talking about a cup of coffee. I'm a coffee drinker. I work on Wall Street. I do this part-time. I really needed to lose weight when I first started these products because my cholesterol was high. My doctor told me they were going to put me on a diet. And I'm like, listen, I'll figure out a way and I'll do something. And I just stumbled upon this from a friend of mine. And with that said, I need to tell you guys, any testimonials you hear tonight, we are not making medical claims. When you hear my testimony, it's an experience that I had with this. I have to preface that. And I'll go into the testimonial very quickly. As I said, I work on Wall Street. A friend of mine asked me if I would switch my coffee to try something out, and I did. And then it led to me losing some weight, and I then tried Ozantomax, which is our capsule. And the combination of these two, I'll give you a quick spiel of what they do. We call this dose. DSE, dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, oxytocin. These products do not give you hormones. They help your brain produce the hormones they need that you lack. And when I started taking these products, I said I work on Wall Street, and I experienced the worst experience you can. Greater than this pandemic that we're part of right now. I was in the middle of 9/11. I was there when the buildings came down. And since that day, so many years ago, every morning I would be anxious going into work. Every single day driving into the tunnel, I'd start having anxious feelings, let's call it. Some would call it a panic attack. I just couldn't function for a little while as I went through there. And over time, when I was taking these products, again, I took it for weight loss. I took it never to have a team, never to do any of this. I did this part-time. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the panic attack was a little more tolerable. And it just kept going. It was easier and easier and easier. Do I still have these panic attacks? Yeah, I experienced what some would call PTSD. I have it now. I have it, and trust me, with everything that's going on in the world now, you see it happening. But the difference right now is I know it's coming. I'm able to identify it. I'm able to get my mind right to attack it, not it attack me. And that's, people will scratch their heads. I just had a house full of people. Not really a house. I was under 10. Don't worry for the quarantine people that want to rat me out. I had a house full of people, and they're like, really? Come on, Nick, because I was talking about this call. And I'm like, right, it's a cup of coffee. If you drink coffee and don't try this, you're really missing out. Because really, what's the big deal? Switch out 1 cup of coffee a day. 1. I still drink a couple, but I start my day every single morning for 2.5 years with this cup of coffee. We say we sell happiness. I used to be embarrassed to say it. Now I wear it as a badge of honor, and you'll understand why I use it as a badge of honor. Because when you hear people that join you talk about it in such a way, give me a badge, I'll wear it, I'll tattoo it. Because in all honesty, we all need happiness. So let's go deal some happiness. It's kind of easy to do. It's a cup of coffee and a vitamin that you take in the morning. I want to play a video. It's not a long one. It explains this better than I can, as if you can't tell. But let me pop it on. See if I can pop it on properly. I have to share screen. There you go. Share. Where am I?
Nick, we can't hear it.
Now, I think if you could hear that video, Nick, it would be telling you that this stuff is amazing. And you know what? There's even a business attached to it if that floats your boat too. You're drinking coffee anyways. Why not just drink this coffee? I think that's what it's supposed to be saying, ain't it, Nick?
So according to everybody, nobody could hear that. And I apologize. I don't know why. Technical difficulties on my end, I guess. So basically, the best way to explain that is get to the person that got you on this call. We all have this video. We all can share it with you. To me, it's more about the people that are experiencing them themselves. So I apologize for that. The one thing I do have to say, and one of the reasons why you guys were invited on this call was to hear about the business opportunity and to understand that when you start to share this stuff, people start experiencing what you experience. People start understanding why you are so passionate about sharing coffee and sharing a vitamin. So again, go back to the person that got you on this call, that asked you to join, and please ask them about the video, ask them about the experience. I really rather other people talk to you about this. And what we're going to do right now is give a couple of testimonials. I have a couple of my teammates on this call, and we're going to give, I want you guys to give 3 to 5 minutes, not much longer than that. We want to try to keep this, it's Sunday night. We know people are tired. But again, I have 3 women on this call that the one thing about this business that I'd never experienced before is how inspiring people become when they start to see what happens when you share these products. And the women I'm going to introduce all started out as customers, probably never with the intent to become a distributor of this. And when they felt the way they did, they say to themselves, we need to join because we need to share this with other people. So the first one I'm going to bring on, and I'm basically going in alphabetical order. So Allie, I'm going to unmute you, or if you can, unmute yourself. Let's see if you can do that.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Well, I guess better than everybody heard the video. So please introduce yourself and please share with everybody what you experienced with this.
Yeah, certainly. So my name is Allie Patton. I am from the Midwest, the great Midwest, Fort Wayne, Indiana, actually. I work full-time, 5 days a week, most likely 6, but also am a full-time bonus mom to a beautiful 3-year-old little boy who takes up a majority of my time. So a lot of this I wanted to talk to you about is the products and how they helped me, but also how anybody can really do this. It's so easy that anyone who's busy and anyone who says that they might not have time, you definitely have time to do it. So how I got started, my friend Maria Giambaroni, she introduced me to this product 2 years ago. Well, 2.5 years ago, I guess. I told her no several times, told her I didn't have time to do anything. I was kind of out of the network marketing world, didn't really want to get involved again. But I trusted her. And so I jumped on board, started taking the products. I was going through a lot of chaos in my life with just personal issues, and started to notice that I was calmer. I spent a lot of my life riddled by worry and sadness of sorts. We can't make medical claims on here, so I'm not going to use any of the words that I would normally say, personally speaking. But I, over a course of probably 6 or so months, noticed that I wasn't worrying as much. I was a lot happier. My favorite product actually is not even the coffee. It's the capsule that we take because I'm a person that it's really hard to get to sleep at night because I'm up worrying about things that I shouldn't even have to worry about. And so with the Xanthomax, if anybody knows anything about hormones and those types of things, oxytocin is considered the love hormone. And so when you take it, your body instantly counteracts all the cortisol in your body, which is pretty cool, and fights it off. So within 15 or so minutes, I'm starting to calm down. I can relax. and ease into sleep. That's really been my largest testimony, I guess I should say, with this product. I'm just an overall happier person. I can say now, 2.5 years later, that I'm nowhere near like the person I was 2.5 years ago. I'm much happier, a lot more outgoing, and I worry a lot less and things like that. And so part of the reason why I started sharing it with other people is because if I can do it, anyone can do it. I'm just a normal girl from the Midwest. Literally nothing special really about me at all. And so I knew that if it could make a difference in my life, it could make a difference in many people's lives. And I needed to share it with the maximum amount of people that I could. Now with that being said, like I said, I work a full-time job. I'm in the car business, and my job is the internet manager. And so the internet never sleeps. So anytime there's an issue, I'm the person that they get a hold of. But also I have a 3-year-old, right? So it's pretty busy. But you have to make time. It's not a hard thing to make time because people are always constantly asking you why you're so dang happy. Or if you're allowed at work, like I did, I set up a coffee bar and invited all of my coworkers to come and have a cup of coffee with me in the morning. Just simple little things like that make a huge difference in getting people interested in your business and excited to come on the journey with you. When they start seeing change in you, then you are going to have a lot more people come on board with you. So I think that's probably about my 3 minutes.
You know what, Allie? Number one, I'm going to be me. You are very special. Thank you for getting on tonight. You don't underestimate how special you are. It's funny that we talk about happiness, and the first thing that people think, you're skipping down the street, your levels of happiness. My friends, and I don't know what you guys are going to say on this, and it just triggered something in my head that my friends say to me all the time, you're a different person. You're a different, you go about yourself a different way than you ever have before. And I have to credit this because what has changed in my life is the fact I look for the happy things out of the bad stuff. I no longer let the negative stuff. And right now, we are in such a negative world that, in all honesty, if I wasn't drinking this stuff right now, I'd probably be in the ball and say, the fetal position, saying, enough's enough, because this is the world we live in right now, and more people. So thank you so much for even triggering that in my head. I appreciate it. Yeah, you killed me, and you're very special. So don't ever say that again. Sorry guys, I get a little crazy on these because when I hear my team talk, it's like I'm like a proud papa. And this is a person who never did network marketing before me. So it's a different experience to me to know that I could have a full-time job and do this on the side and go on a journey with a bunch of people that I didn't know from Adam at the time. They joined me and through whoever on my team, and now this is where we are, and we lead each other, we inspire each other. And that's a big word about this company, this business. I don't know if the person that put you on here let you know that the atmosphere of this company is like nothing I've ever seen before. So again, go to the person that put you on this call, ask them about that. Say, what's this guy talking about, this culture that you guys have made here? So thank you, Allie. I'm going to pop on Dor. You there? Alphabetical order, A-D. Unmute Dor. If not, I gotta find you.
Just a little Rugrats in the background. I had a.
Yeah, it's real. Oh, by the way, as I said, all of my ladies work right now, and they all have younger children than I do.
Yeah, they were just about to barge in, so I'll try to make it as quick as possible. Thanks, Nick. Hi, everyone. I am Dorian. I'm from Staten Island, New York, just as well as Nick is, as you can tell by the accent. So basically, I started this product 2 years ago. I was really just looking for something for weight loss, but just to give you a little bit background, I have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old. They have always kept me extremely busy, as my husband calls them, our little squirrels, because they're very, very active. I also have a stay-at-home job of which sorry about the background noise, guys, of which I do party styling. So what I used to do is when my daughter was a baby, I'd have to work when she'd fall asleep, 10 o'clock at night till 3:30 in the morning. And this was very stressful. She was also anything under the sun, colic, reflux. She had everything imaginable. With this, I developed postpartum I had after she was born. I always struggled a little with depression throughout life and also with anxiety, but after she was born, it really hit me very badly for a very long time. That eventually turned into PMDD. My anxiety levels were really through the roof. At the time, let's fast forward to when I found the product, I had gained weight. I was very, very depressed. I felt like the worst mother imaginable. My children would ask me to do things, and I just did not have the energy to do it. I just did not have the desire to do it. I just felt like I was drowning. I was drowning with my work. I was trying to really, my business was taking up a ton of my time. And working from home, I used to actually say, oh my gosh, I wish I worked somewhere else and not in the home, because I cannot focus while I'm home with my kids. And I was just drowning. I felt like daily tasks I couldn't even finish. Just things like school and homework and all that. It was overwhelming me. And I knew my anxiety was getting to a bad point when my daughter would just drop something on the floor and I would jump every little noise. So with being that way, I was eating a lot and I gained probably 20 something pounds. So I never really, I took control as much as I could over my depression and anxiety. The doctor put me on meds, whatever it is. And I just wanted to get the weight off of me. So I stumbled across the product on a parent group. One of my upline Ruby had posted about it. And it was basically just a weight loss. To me, all I saw was weight loss. I didn't really know anything else it did. And I said, I did not care what it was, what was in it. It could have been completely man-made chemical. I did not care. It was a cup of coffee I have to drink and I could lose weight like that. Yeah, I'm in. So I contacted her and she had sent me some samples. And I'll just never forget, and I say this every time because this is totally my story, I'll never forget. I drank that cup of coffee and within 20 minutes, I felt so different. Oh, almost like the person I was before, before I had children, before I had, when I had when I was a different me, when I was actually me, when I was a go-getter. I was still that person, I thought, because I had my home business and I smiled kind of on the outside, but I was dying inside. I'd have to speak to customers and stuff and make these beautiful displays for people for their parties and be creative. But I was dying inside. So to feel that way after 20 minutes, I was what? I called her up. I was like, what is this? And then that's when she started to explain all the other benefits of it, which I didn't even know. I slowly, within a few days, I dropped pounds very quickly. My body was so severely lacking a metabolism whatsoever at that point that it really worked very quickly for me. And my most favorite moment, and I'll say it every time, is only a couple of days in, my daughter said to me, Mommy, could we go play in the yard? And I was like, yeah, let's go. And I took her in the yard, and I wanted to cry because I felt like this was the mom I always knew I could be. And I was robbed of that because of the way my brain works, you know. And if I could just walk out and say, this is great, and have a smile on my face and actually want to be doing what I was doing at that moment, I called her up and I said, is this something that I can sell? And she said, absolutely. And I so I don't know where, like many people say, I don't know where I'm going to find the time to do this, because again, if you heard me before, I couldn't even finish daily tasks. I was drowning, but I was so overwhelmed with how this made me feel that I said, people need this. Mommies need this. Daddies need this. Just people in general need this. There is no reason that we shouldn't all be able to feel good. So I immediately started selling it, and it was just absolutely amazing. The most amazing part for me was having my life back, having myself back, being able to balance all the things I always felt like I should have been able to balance as a human being and a mom and as a woman in general. And I cannot be more blessed to have this product, especially during this time, during this pandemic. I said, if I didn't have this, I really, like Nick said before, folded right into the fetal position, I would have drowned. Like, I just know my personality. I would have never been able to handle it. And it saved me. And it made me the mommy I am today, the woman I am today. And the community of people that are on this call that we have is the most amazing and dearest friends and amazing, beautiful people that you could ever be around. So that's all I gotta say.
I've heard your story because we are friends from nowhere, seriously.
Yep.
And it always reminds me, my kids are older, my kids are in college, but 2.5 years ago, when I first started this, they told me a story of how when I was coming home from work, again, I work on Wall Street. I use the excuse that I'm allowed to be stressed because I work on Wall Street, which we should never take work home, but we all know we do. And my kids told me a story. My son pulled me aside as a man. He goes, dude, I don't know what you're drinking. I really don't care. And he said it this way. He goes, we used to prepare for you to come home. And it wasn't a good prepare. We knew you were going to come in the house and be a raving lunatic. And if you guys could hear my voice, I could become a raving lunatic. And when you tell this, it takes us back to the time where we could be that parent we wanted to be. And it sounds so crazy, guys. And Dorian mentioned the fact when she sipped it the first time, 20 minutes later, we cannot experience. That's what I tell people. Listen, I could tell you what it did for me, and you're never going to be able to experience it. And then when they just try it, and when they drink it, I almost want to be at their house and be like, it just hit you.
Oh.
And that's when I hear these stories, it brings me back to that point. And you brought up the community again. And the one thing we need to do, and people on this phone, this Zoom, some of them are entrepreneurs, some of you guys are potentials, and you always got to remember, you have a community around you in this company that you could reach out at any moment in time. And some of these people on this call will actually know by some of what you're doing in your life, whether you need help. And that's what this company does. That's what this community does to people. And I know we're here to talk about a product. We all, as if you can't tell, are a product of this product. That's what we do. We are this happy coffee. We're the people that get it to you, but we're the ones who take it, and we're the ones that live it. And when you do that, you're reminded of that by these calls, by these testimonials, it's just brings me right back to why I do it always. So thank you so much. I know you're like me. We
Well.
could cry on these things all night.
And we have.
But the last person I'm going to bring up, last but not least, is my friend Natalia from Staten Island. Natalia, please unmute yourself. If you can't, let me know.
Hi, everybody.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
she's unmuted. Yep, go for
Am I
it.
there?
Yep.
All right. Hi, guys. My name is Italia. I'm from Staten Island, New York. I do have a full-time job. I'm a court stenographer in the Supreme Court here in Staten Island. And I am a mom of a 12-year-old, a single mom of a 12-year-old. So I definitely needed a side gig to make some extra money. I knew the coffee was the place to go. I bumped into a friend of mine, Dawn Maltese, and I hadn't seen her in a long time. We're friends for about 30 years, and I couldn't get over the amount of weight she lost. I think she lost about 27 pounds at that point, and I was in shock. So I said, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm drinking the coffee." I go, "You're drinking the coffee? I want the coffee. What coffee?" She goes, "The happy coffee." And I'm like, "I want happy coffee." So she dropped me off a couple of samples. I'm going to say within 4 days, I called her. I said, "I'm definitely in with this." So she said, "Do you want to come to a meeting?" At that time, I was with another group selling something. She said, "I know you know about this type of business. Why don't you come to a meeting?" I believe Mark and Judy were in town, and Maria and Nick was there, and I met everybody. I went to that meeting, was listening to some of their stories. I was completely impressed. Went home. I thought about it within 2 days. I was like, this is for me. I joined this company. I said, this company is definitely for me. I joined it definitely, one, to make money, which I'm definitely doing. Two, to lose weight, which is why most people join in the beginning. You want to lose weight. I wanted to lose maybe 10 pounds, and I lost it right off the bat. I took the 10 pounds off. But what happened with me was something completely different. I've had a hormonal imbalance my entire life. So back when I was 27 years old, I lost my period, which is not normal for a 27-year-old. I lost my period from when I was 27 to 29, which made me almost a basket case because my hormones were off the wall. I didn't leave my house for almost 6 months at one point. I had to go on unemployment. I literally actually not only didn't leave the house, I didn't leave my bedroom. My hair was falling out. It was probably the worst time of my life. I went to every specialist in Manhattan that you can possibly think of. No one can help me. Finally, my own doctor said to me, "Italia, there's something on the market now." And you got to remember, we're going back. I'm 47 years old. So we're going way back, at least over 20 years ago. So she said, "Try Paxil." I tried Paxil. And sure enough, 28 days later, and probably men don't know this, but every 28 days we get our period. 28 days later, I got my period. I was like, oh my God, Paxil worked. Every 28 days, every 28 days, every 28 days, I got my period now. It was the greatest thing in the world, I thought, being on Paxil. But my period only lasts for 1 day. So if you know, that's not normal. It's not normal, it's not healthy, it's not good. So now let's fast track. At 47, I meant to say before, I'm 49 now. 2 years ago, I started drinking the coffee. So like I said, I lost the weight that I wanted to lose. That's the main focus of why I went on it. A month later, maybe it could have been 2 months later, I get my period for 4 days. And I'm like, this is strange. Next month, I get my period for 4 days. And I'm also noticing a lot of the different things. My mood swings are gone. My attitude is better. I'm just a happier person, better at work, better with my daughter. I felt like I wasn't the mom that I should be because I'm always running. I have a 9-to-5 job, working at night. I'm working. I was running, doing my other job, my second job at night. Everything seemed to change. It was just the most amazing thing. I go to my doctor, and I know we're not supposed to make any medical claims. So I'm not looking, this just is for me. I'm not looking to make a medical claim. My doctor did my blood work with all my hormones. And she said to me, "You could stop dropping Paxil." She goes, "What are you doing different?" I showed her the coffee. I let her read all the ingredients. And she's like, all right. She goes, well, whatever you're doing, she goes, it's 100% working for you. She goes, it's helping your pituitary gland and your serotonin and all that. And she goes, this is why you're getting your period for 4 days. For me, that's a miracle. Most people are probably like, why don't you want your period for 1 day? I'm like, I feel so healthy. I feel so energetic. I don't nap anymore. I'm not angry anymore. I don't let things bother me. This last month was like a disaster in my life. So many bad things happened. I should have been a basket case, hysterical crying between the death in my family and then another loss in my family. And everyone's like, you're not even crying. And I'm like, it's not because I'm not happy over death, but I'm able to maintain. I don't have crying fits anymore. I used to have crying fits where I would crawl up into a ball on my couch and just cry. And all I can tell you is this coffee for me is life-changing. I'm not on it anymore for losing weight. When I talk to people about it, I don't talk to them about losing weight. I want to let them know what it has done for my mind. I am just such a better person and just can't explain it. I don't know what else to say, but this is the best thing in my life. I can't thank Dawn enough for introducing me to this coffee because I will never stop drinking it.
You don't really have to say anymore. You basically said it. And it's funny when we search for the words, we can't get them because that feeling that you have, you cannot put into words. I tell you, every single morning, it's like a race from my bedroom when I wake up to the coffee machine. And I drink it. And then even now, 2.5 years later, it's like, to me, it kicks in even quicker. And
oh, wait, Nick, wait, can I interrupt you 1 second? One thing I did forget to say. So I said I'm on Paxil. I was on 40 milligrams. I am down to 10 milligrams now because of the coffee. I don't want to leave that out. It is because of the coffee. I'm almost off my medication.
Yeah, we hear this, that people will do certain things based with their doctor's guidance, and the doctors are all asking questions, what's changing you? And again, got to preface this, we are not making medical claims. This is based on everybody's individual experience with this. But with that said, I really, really do have to thank all these ladies on my team who make me better every single day by doing what they do. It's still funny to me how we all get excited about getting a customer, a new entrepreneur, somebody's joining. And please, if you're on here, and again, I say this every time, if you were invited on this by somebody, they really think highly of you, because this is a club of people that you want to be part of. This is a club of people that you want to lock arms with. You want to experience this with these people. And once you join, you'll be like, hey, that guy Nick was right. We are a special group. So go back to the people that got you on here. If you have any other questions, go to them, ask away. They will have no problem answering your questions. And I really, really do have to thank you for taking time out of your Sunday evening to join us and listen to us, because these are not easy testimonials we do. This is not something that we do often, and it's difficult to do for some of us. So thank you so much. Please, we would love to have you. And thank you. Have a great evening. Much love. Thanks, ladies.